So these Kansas numbers, they look pretty good for Democrats, no?
Yeah, I mean, Kansas is supposed to be considered a red state. Like, the governor is a Republican, all 4 congressional representatives are Republicans. But in our poll, we're finding that the Democrat, Laura Kelly, is competing pretty strongly in the governor's race. She's only down 1 from Kris Kobach, the Republican. She has 36% of the vote. He has 37%. But it's interesting because there's this third-party candidate, independent Greg Orman, that's running, and he's siphoning off about 9% of the vote. He ran before in 2014 for the Senate in the state of Kansas. So he definitely has some name recognition. So we'll see what happens there.
And that's not the only place for a Democratic upset. The congressional districts in the 2nd and 3rd seem to be a window of opportunity for shades of blue.
Mm-hmm. The 2nd district, it's actually an open seat. Len Jenkins decided to not run for re-election. Our poll found that Paul Davis, the Democrat that's running in that district, is currently leading by 4 points against Steve Watkins, the Republican.
But that is within our margin there.
Yes.
Of 6. So it's not definitely for Democrats, but there is, some shine of hope.
Yeah, and there's also 28% of voters in the 2nd district are undecided. But the 3rd district, that looks to be even stronger possibility to compete for the Democrats. Their candidate, Sharice Davids, is up 6 against incumbent Congressman Republican Kevin Yoder.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good. If they can compete in Kansas, it might seem like they can compete anywhere, no?
Yeah, definitely.
So, which brings us to the question everyone's asking, it seems like, here in D.C., is that can Beto O'Rourke really can make that upset, and can you win in Texas? So we're going to pull Texas next, right?
Yeah, what do you think? You can do it?
Yeah, it'd be I think, our 2nd or 3rd time, which would be nice. And there's been a lot of polls out of Texas recently, but there's kind of been a lull in the past week or so. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if anything has changed since then. I know
they've started to have debates, right?
Yes, they had their first debate, I think about two weeks ago, and they had to cancel their second one because of the Kavanaugh situation, because of the
Kavanaugh vote. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had to cancel that one. And, I think the 3rd one is on delay. But it'd be interesting to see if the Kavanaugh hearings have any effect on the Senate race, whether they really energize the Republican base, do they energize the Democratic base? Does it change anything?
Has Cruz talked a lot about Kavanaugh?
In the debate, he said that both him and Blasey Ford, this is before the hearing. He said, but they both deserve a hearing. That's all he said about it, which is interesting because that seems like a pretty moderate view to take for him. So he might be trying to tack a little to the middle in that issue so he doesn't lose over those important suburban women voters. Or he could just actually believe that. I don't know. But I mean...
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the country as a whole believes about Kavanaugh as well. We're going to ask that in our national poll this week.
That is super exciting.
Being a student for the better part of my life, transitioning into the professional world can be a bit daunting. How firm should my handshake be? Should my business cards be bone or off-white? Luckily, the good people at Vistaprint can help me create a custom business card that's perfect for me. For the very low price of $10, you can have the confidence that you're always ready to make an impression or get seen in a new way. A custom card with the colors, fonts, designs, and images you choose mean you can look and feel like a big deal, whether you're a startup or a business with a century of history. And it doesn't have to be hard. With Vistaprint, you can create a truly professional, unique card in minutes. Upload your own design, or you can start with one of their professionally designed options. Pick the paper, stock, style, and quantity that's right for you. Choose your delivery speed, order, and receive your cards in as few as 3 days. Vistaprint uses carefully selected inks and responsibly sourced paper stocks. They have dozens of designs that are just right for your business, and you can add your logo and contact information with just a few clicks. Your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed, or they'll make it right, either by reprinting your order or offering a refund. Vistaprint wants you to do something great for your business right now, which is why our listeners will get 500 high-quality custom business cards starting at $9.99. Use code ECPP at Vistaprint.com. That's code ECPP at Vistaprint.com. ECPP at Vistaprint.com.
What else, right? We're going to ask about the flu, which is going to be interesting.
We are doing just general message testing in the national poll. Okay. So we're polling issues like marijuana, Medicare for all, flu vaccines, kind of all over the place.
See where the public stands on those issues.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll be curious to see what this Medicare for all thing turns out, because it seems like the Bernie wing really thinks that that's a super popular issue, and if you run on that, you can win wherever and whenever. And it's like this, like,
yeah, more and more Democrats are starting to run on that and
yes,
be less scared to label it as such.
So I wonder if it's actually as popular as people think it is. We'll have to see.
Subscribe to Emerson College Polling Weekly on iTunes, Stitcher, and the CLNS Media Network mobile app.